Okay. Okay.
Got some NWA.
Some NWA. Yeah.
Yep. I think I was in 8th or 9th grade when that came out.
Okay.
Got some NWA. You and me both.
Some NWA. Yeah. Sorry.
How about some body count?
Oh yeah.
Body count.
Is that Ice-T's band?
Yes.
I met him once, him and Coco at a UFC fight.
All right, sweet. Well, we will get started. Thank you guys for showing up. This is a Herd of Profits Zoom. That's the name of our group. We are leaders in the Elephant Challenge. So we have an agenda today. I think you guys will all like. I'm going to do my normal intro. Always like to know who's new to the Zoom. If you guys are brand new to the Elephant Challenge, or at least new to our group with Angie, Dom, Joey, me, Rachel, and the rest of the team. If you guys have not been in a Herd of Profits Zoom, type 1 in the chat for me. Adrian's new. Boom, boom, boom. There we go. There's all our ones. Sweet. Hopefully you guys like today's agenda. This is something that we are copying from the Sub2 Mastermind that we just got back. This is a I don't know what you call this.
Hot seat.
Workout hot seat. Yeah. What would you call this though? Like a
brainstorming.
an exercise. It's an exercise. Yeah. So it's an exercise that we're going to be doing with some of you guys today. I think you'll really like it. Let me go ahead and get started by letting you guys know where you can connect with us, find us, get in touch with us. So most of you guys know this, but if you don't, if you're new, we have our very own Facebook group. It's called Herd of Profits. I'm going to drop the link to that in the chat. So everyone in here, if you're not tapped into the Facebook, go to the chat and click that link and request to join. If you want to join the Facebook, it's mandatory. You have to fill out the questions. So don't just skip those questions, or else you most likely won't be let in. So definitely, join, make sure you guys fill out these questions, and then we'll let you in. So some of the benefits of joining our Facebook group is we have some very experienced, we have a whole array of people in Herd of Profits. So you can get questions asked, you can find resources as far as buyers, lenders, contractors, obviously Sub2 students, people that do land, boots on the ground in probably every single state. We even have Jerry Norton is a member of our Facebook group. So if you guys want to have any fix and flip questions, maybe you can tag Jerry and who knows, maybe he'll comment. Aside from that, we also have an amazing files center. So these resources are for you guys to download and use at your own expense, whatever you want. So we have frequently asked questions about subject to. We send that to every agent and seller where we're offering subject to, so that way they know what questions to ask. We have an avatar guide. So this is actually really important, and I might showcase this today. So I'm going to download it real quick. Let me go back to files. So we have a contract. This is a wholesale friendly contract, good in all 50 states, that you guys can go and download and use to fill out and submit offers. We have questions about selling on terms. We have a seller net sheet. We have a script for calling agents. We have the foreclosure process, a seller finance LOI, a hybrid LOI, subject to LOI. That stands for letter of intent. These are basically 2-page mock offers, is also what we use to send offers. We have an estimating repair cost PDF, an underwriting calculator. So definitely tap into the Facebook group, come and check out these files. I think we crush it in that aspect of offering you guys those resources. And then secondly, we've been doing this for quite a while now. We've been doing this for definitely over a year. We've been doing 2 Zooms a week for over a year. So we have a lot of good past videos that we've done. So if you guys want to check out some of the old videos that we've done, come to Angie's YouTube channel. Again, check the chat. I'm dropping the link to that in there. Yeah, Alice, those are all on Facebook. A free contract. That contract's $3,000. It's a cash contract, so it's not a creative finance one. But it's good for all 50 states. So that's your guys to have. $3,000 value, totally for free. So come check out the YouTube. If you come over to this live tab, you can see we're live right now. 3 people on YouTube. What's up, guys? But yeah, like we do a lot of Q&As. We call agents live, we underwrite deals, we send LOIs, we fill out net sheets, we comp deals, we estimate the repair costs on fix and flips. We've walked sellers through contracts live on the Zooms before too. So, and then if you're looking for a specific Zoom, right, like here's how to get on a team, here's a Q&A. A lot of these say Q&A, but they're not actually. So a tip for you, if you come in to it, you can look at the comments, and we have an amazing lady. I forget exactly what her name is. She might be in here. If she is, you can let me know. That leaves timestamps in the comments. So if you come into some of the videos, it's her. I don't think that's how you say her name, but she'll leave timestamps on the videos, probably more recent. Let me scroll up a little bit more. So click on this. So she started here. Here's a timestamp, but she's done it for the whole video, so you can like figure out wherever you're needing. So come check out the YouTube, subscribe, please. We're on the road to 1 billion subscribers, and we need all the help that we can get. So if you guys could come and subscribe, we really appreciate it. Yeah, Stevie just saved a veteran their home too. That's an amazing story. I don't know if we'll talk about that, but and then just so you guys know too, what we're working on, where you guys can provide us support. We are right now in the process of building out a website. Hopefully that should be done in the next couple of weeks. So that's going to be amazing. And it's going to be a lot more easier for you guys to submit leads as well. So if you don't know, the main reason for the Elephant Challenge is so you guys aren't doing this on your own. You can joint venture with experienced real estate investors like ourselves, sub-2 leaders, all that good stuff. So how we have it now, if you have a lead, whether it's under contract or not, if it's a good lead, you can submit it through a form on the Facebook. It sends it to our CRM. It assigns your lead to a lead manager. You can email that lead manager back and forth, see where your deal's at. On our website, we're just going to push everybody there. So you'll be able to go up to the website, find the form you need, whether you're direct to agent, direct to seller, you already have a deal under contract, submit your forms, all that good stuff. And then we're also going to have an inventory list of the deals we have available on the website. So super exciting stuff we're working on. Also, probably in the process of getting a new CRM. So be patient with us for the next couple of weeks. We're going through a transitioning period. So if we can't get to everybody's leads, it's because we're in an awkward growing period right now, but we should be fully up and organized in a couple of weeks. So if you guys could be patient with us, but so yeah, like we talked about, we want to do an exercise today. It's something we learned at the mastermind. It's called a hot seat. So we did this a little bit last week, and we wanted to do it again because I think it was such a great exercise. So what we're going to do is bring you guys up individually. We're going to give you 10 minutes to tell us where you're at, what location, what your avatar is, what your business looks like, what your goals look like. Dom has the outline and we'll share it with you guys. But first, I want to show them the avatar guide real quick in case they haven't seen it. So,
It's okay if you don't know too. So we'll do these again. There's going to be people who have more information than others.
Yeah. So this is the avatar guide, just so you guys know.
Back.
Okay. No worries. So we have like a direct to seller, direct to agent. I am a direct to seller integrator, visionary, right? So you could be more of like a cold or a closer, a caller, right? Maybe as a direct to seller integrator, right? Maybe you're better at back end systems and CRMs. You could be direct to agent. You could be a direct referral partner. I'm a closer, right? So I think that's one of my avatars is I'm a closer. Me and Joey and Jake, we're pretty good on the phone. Stevie, right? I would say we're all closers. I am a Alonzo method. I connect with other wholesalers to work your dead leads. Also something we do. You guys all know that Angie is a unicorn agent, right? She stands aside apart from other agents that works with real estate investors. Transaction coordinator, engineer, right? So I want you guys to look at this. I'm a hunter / bird dog. So probably some of you guys are going to fall into this. If you're new to real estate, your avatar should be a hunter / bird dog, right? You can underwrite leads from wholesalers, buy lists and send deals to flippers for a percentage profit. You could be a door knocker. You could be boots on the ground. all that good stuff. You could be a Gator lender. I know we have a handful of Gator lenders in here. You could be a private money lender. So for any of you guys that maybe work a 9 to 5, some of you don't realize this, but you might have a 401k, a Roth IRA, some equity in your house. You might be able to pull a HELOC out and be a private money lender, right? So if you're not a young 20-something-year-old that can afford to like quit their job or doesn't have that many expenses, right? Like if you have a career and you have a 401k and you can't just quit that job to make cold calls for someone, maybe you should be a private money lender. Think about tapping into a 401k and moving it to a self-directed and start buying wrap deals or Section 8 properties or fix and flips, right? Some of you could be capital raisers, right? Like you could be great at networking, with doctors, wealthy people, and raising capital. A lot of you guys are going to be helpers, right? You could be a cash buyer, connector, leader, or work for someone else. So those are your avatars. So just so you guys know, when we bring you up, tell us what you think your avatar is or take a guess. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. So I haven't said it yet. That's why no one's done it. But if you want to be on the hot seat, if you want to be the I don't know how many we'll get to, maybe 5 today. We'll try to get through people. Go ahead and raise your hand. So you saw David jump on it. So yeah, if you guys want to be on the hot seat, go ahead and raise your hand. We're going to do it in order. So again, we're going to give you 7 minutes, knowing we'll go over time probably to 10 minutes, but we want to try to stick to that.
We're going to speed date.
We're going to speed date. And then in this, the goal here is right for us to provide as much value. So try to keep your answers short. Don't go on and on, right? Like give us short answers so that way we can provide more feedback for you guys. So, all right, sweet. Let's go ahead and get started. Dom, anything?
No, just there's no wrong answers. If you don't know, you don't know. The first time I did it, completely different to the second, to the third, to the fourth, to the fifth. So you progress. So there's nowhere you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be wherever you're at. And we're supposed to get the information from you and help you get to where you want to go. So,
yeah. And Adrian says, can we get the recording to this? Or sorry, Daniel said that, not Adrian. Yeah, Daniel, you must have sneezed when we were talking about it, but I'm going to post it in the chat for you to go to Angie's YouTube. It's being recorded live and stored on the YouTube channel. So go there. I just dropped the link in the chat. Okay, sweet. Dom, do you want to?
I'll just ask some questions, yeah. And then I say you list too, so we'll just take turns. So since it's being recorded, we'll just have them say it. So we start with David.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Come on down.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Nice.
So first and last name.
Yeah, I'm David Wells.
Yep. And where do you live? What's your location?
I'm in Boise, Idaho.
Boise, Idaho. Do you know your avatars or avatar?
I've kind of been trying to figure that out. I've looked at the guide. I lean more towards the visionary side of things, but I'm kind of back and forth between integrator and visionary. Just because I have a technical background. I actually work for Intuit as a software engineer on the QuickBooks Workforce app. So I'm super technical. That's my W-2. But I'm also very collaborative and talkative. I love networking. I love meeting people. So I'm new. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I kind of lean more towards those things. And maybe to start, I'm a bird dog, just trying to find deals. Gotcha.
And then what you said your W-2 was with who?
Intuit, makers of TurboTax, QuickBooks. Yeah.
And how much is that? That's full-time, right?
Yeah, that's my full-time W-2 right now.
How much time do you have to spend on real estate?
All my free time is going towards that right now, learning, networking. So probably, I don't know, I'm spending at least 10 to 20 hours a week doing that. I'm doing it on weekends. I'm doing it nights.
Okay.
Yeah.
What kind of resources do you have besides your W-2 stuff? Like, do you have partners or people in your family or people that you know that are in real estate, or is this your resource center? I've
been networking a bunch with people in all the Facebook groups. I have a real estate agent friend who is also an investor in the Boise area. I am a part of the creative real estate group here in Boise. With some people like Mike Key and others. I don't know if you guys know them.
Yeah,
sub 2 students. Yeah. So I know all those guys. I just started working with them maybe like 2 to 3 weeks ago. I know there's a lot of, I don't know. I have family that has some money resources. Yeah.
And what are you doing right now for your real estate business? Like, what are you making cold calls? Are you trying to wholesale? What are you trying to do?
Yeah, I think so. One of the things we talked about at our group was this idea of focus, just focusing on one thing. And so I've committed to the next 90 days to just focus on one thing. And I think that one thing I've kind of gotten clarity on is I want to wholesale my first deal. And so Pace suggested or required that we join Privy. So I've been trying to figure out Privy, going through that, trying to find deals in the area. Unfortunately, the Boise area doesn't have MLS data, and the data on Privy isn't. Also, maybe I just don't know how to use it. Great. I was using PropStream before that. So right now I have an action item list of getting my LLC and business bank account, website, cell phone, just kind of like the general setup stuff. And I'm also figuring out how to pull lists. I've met up with another real estate investor in the area who's kind of showing me the ropes on pulling lists and stuff like that as well.
Okay. So what do you think your biggest struggles?
I think right now is just getting either a list or a lead or some way to take that next action step. I feel like I'm getting myself out there. I'm going to all these meetups. I'm networking. I'm meeting people. I have some action items in terms of just get the business started, but I need to figure out how to appropriately pull the list and kind of start validating those leads, and I don't know, just maybe start calling. I guess it's just kind of like, what's that next step to get started on making the calls and talking to people?
Dylan, what would you say would be the action item he could do?
Yeah. Yeah, right. Like your question is, how do I now, right? Like you've done the learning, right? You've read some books, probably watched a ton of YouTube videos. I'm sure you're going to networking events to meet people, you're making the right connections, but it's like, okay, how do I find my first deal now? Like that's still up in the air. And your assumption is right. You have to start calling, you have to start making phone calls. So, and then you also have to know where to hunt too, right? So like, that's a question I'm sure in this you've heard, well, call agents, go door knock foreclosures, right? Like put bandit signs, right? There's so many different ways. And that's again, why they call it the elephant challenge. So there's different methods, and there's no right way. There's no easy way. There's no quick way. So I would say divvy it up into two ways and see what you like more. You could pull lists for foreclosures. You can find those on Privy, I'm sure, and try to, it's going to cost money because you'll have to skip trace. So you'll have to skip trace, or you can do True People Search. It's free. It's not very accurate. I think you can only do it one by one, but there's a resource for you and everybody else in here. TruePeopleSearch.com is a free resource to skip trace individuals one by one. I believe so. We've never used it, but so that's one way, is either calling or door knocking foreclosures. So you have to decide if you want to do that. And if you do that, I would do it in conjunction, door knock and call those foreclosures. At the same time, you could try this, contacting agents where their properties have been sitting for a while. Again, same thing on Privy. And then I'll show you guys too real quick why Privy is great. If you're looking in Boise is a great market as well too. So if you're looking in Boise, you can look for on market deals, active, run search. So I'm just going to click into some random ones. It doesn't really matter. You can refine your search, but if you look into a deal like this, right, you can hit public record, you can hit mortgage history. Sometimes Privy's data isn't updated, and that's why Privy is great for some things and not great for others.
That's the problem I'm running into in Boise, is I feel like a lot of the data is just not there. I've seen demos from, like other people, and there's lots of data in other markets, but here it's just not showing up as well.
Boise, I'm pretty sure, is a non-disclosure state, or
Right.
Idaho is a non-disclosure state. So it's going to be tougher to find more data. But okay, look at this. For example, just a random one I clicked on. These people are listed at 630, but they owe $548,000 at 3%. this is what we would consider a low equity deal. They have a good interest rate, and I'll show you some quick math. If I do 630,000 times 0.9, I'm going to take off 10% for closing costs, agent commissions, all that. So their net sales actually 567. They owe 540. They're going to make 17 grand, maybe, give or take. So that's low equity. We would consider that low equity. So you could also work on pitching subject to getting into that sort of thing. And we have all those trainings on the YouTube videos that you can do that. So that would be my suggestion. Focus on foreclosures. Maybe at the same time, try calling agents, see which one you like, and then just get really good at one of them.
Hey, David, what would you do if somebody said yes to one of your deals? Like they said, hey, I want to sell you my house. Like, would you need somebody to go through the paperwork and all that kind of stuff for you? Or with you?
Yeah, I would assume. Yeah, I think I would probably need to JV with somebody for the first deal, just because I have no idea what I'm doing with all of this. I would assume I need to have a transaction coordinator. I would make sure that I can assign the contract. I would post out to the main Pace Morby creative group to try to get buyers. I'd post out to the Idaho creative group. Those are kind of
so I would say, as an action item, is to what Dylan said, like focus on one thing of calling, but try to find somebody you could partner with. It could be an individual, could be our team, could be whoever you fit with. Try to find somebody you can partner with and get good at the skills that it takes to get the deal. At the same time, this person that you partnered with is helping you along with the deal. Everybody wants to get their first deal, and we did too, but we kind of did it backwards. We built the skills before we got the deals. And I love it because we can get a lot more deals now because we have those skills. But it wasn't like, I need to get a deal. And then you're like doing everything. How about I just need to make 200, 300 phone calls today? I've made 300 phone calls for low equity or foreclosures. And I do that for a month. I keep doing it. And I find somebody that I want to partner with. Like, hey, man, if I close one of these deals or get one close, can we JV on this? Sure. And then you stick with that person. I wouldn't bounce around with all kinds of people because you get confused. And I believe in loyalty because loyalty is the only thing that you really have. Money comes and goes, but your loyalty can stay. So I would do that one thing and not focus on the deal, but focus on the skills to get those deals. Because if you get a deal right off the bat and you don't know how to hunt, how are you going to get another deal?
Right.
It's going to be, I got a $15,000 assignment, 10,000, whatever it is. Well, where's my next deal? But if you build those skills in the beginning, I think you're better off. So that's what
Okay. So would you recommend finding somebody to partner with before I get that deal and kind of talking to them and saying, hey, I'm going to call a bunch of people. If I find somebody who wants to sell, will you work with me?
Possibly. People will work with you. People will work with you. I mean, I would get those reps in because then you have that value of like, hey, Dom, help me through this deal because I can hammer the phones. I know I can make 300 calls a day. I know I'm going to get a deal at one of these. That's a better story to sell than, hey, will you partner up with me on a future deal? If I get one, because they don't even know what it looks like. How are we going to do the JV agreement? I have no clue what you know. But if you come to me, like I'm making 300 calls a day, Dom, and I know this guy's doing something and I know we can work something out.
Okay.
Yep.
Awesome.
And then lastly, I would set your expectations too. So many people want to get into this and make money quick. Fortunately, it sounds like you're in a position where money's not an issue right now. It's probably time, right? You want to free up more time to actually do what you want to do in the future.
Exactly.
But yeah, focus on learning first, right? Some of you guys, I'm sure, David, you probably went to college and paid a ton of money to get an education, right? Like joint venturing in real estate is getting an education, but also getting paid at the same time. Now, you can't learn and make the majority of the money. This is for all of you guys. It's like get paid a little bit to learn a lot. It's better than college, right? Like you're at least getting paid. So, whether you make $500 from your first deal or $1,500, it doesn't really like, don't worry about the money. Worry about how much you learn, because then that's just going to equate to more money in the future. So that's what I leave. But yeah, your time's up, David. I think that was great. Did that hopefully provide some clarity? I see the fireworks in the background, so maybe
David,
I just gave a thumbs up. Yeah, that was automatic.
One more thing, brother. Put your info on your Zoom name.
Okay.
So everybody has your phone number.
Yep, will do.
That's true.
Thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate it. Looking forward to learning more from you guys.
Thanks, David. All right, sweet. Let's go ahead on the next one. Robert, come on down.
All righty.
How
Sweet.
you doing, Robert?
Hi.
State your first and last name, Robert.
Sure. Robert Draper.
Where are you at? What's your location, Robert?
I'm in the international port of Marshfield, Missouri, out with the cows.
How many cows? Tons of them?
There's a bunch of them, yeah.
What do you know your avatar?
I think it's a baby elephant bird dog / bird dog.
Okay. What markets are you looking at?
Well, I was kind of meandering all over the East Coast, but I'm kind of going after Jacksonville, Florida.
Any particular reason?
Well, I bought Privy, and I know that it's got a bunch of opportunities there.
Do you have a W-2?
No, I don't. I've been retired for about 3 years, but I'm anxious to do something else in my life. Yeah.
What do you do, Robert?
Well, for 48 years, I fixed properties up as a house painter, but it's always been in high-end places like Bel Air and Beverly Hills in San Francisco, northern Marin County. So a lot of experience doing that, a lot of contacts too, kind of interesting contacts.
That's what I was going to ask you. You probably have a good network and contacts.
I do. Yeah.
Yep. You sound like you might have some access to some private money lenders, but we can talk about that. If you have all these, upper scale homes that you've done work for in the past. So
For the most part, yeah.
what are you doing right now? Are you making calls, or what's your business?
Well, I guess you guys call it process and procedures set up. So upon Pace's advice, I did buy Privy when he said to buy it. So I got that going, and I'm trying to splash around in that. I also am going after Podio and getting that set up.
But as far as your day-to-days, are you making phone calls right now, or are you taking in content? Okay.
I have reached out to a couple title companies to attempt to get a list of pre-foreclosures.
Okay,
What's
but you
your
have
6-month goal?
Go ahead.
What's your 6-month goal, Robert? Yeah. What do you want to do?
It's to start calling numbers on pre-foreclosures, basically.
And what do you hope to accomplish from that? Wholesale a deal, keep a deal?
Wholesaling, just a lot of talking with people, and kind of splash around in that, and actually just by doing that, getting the empathy so that I can have people trust me, basically.
I love it. I think that's a great goal. For a lot of you guys in here, if you've not done a deal, I think it's obviously up to you, right? Some of you guys want to keep stuff, and that's also a great goal. But if you want to just get started and get your feet wet, I think wholesaling your first deal in 6 months is an extremely reasonable, achievable goal that I think we can definitely help you get there. So,
and I do have some experience. Can I mention the experience a little bit?
Yeah, go ahead, Rob.
About 10 years ago, I belonged to something. It's no longer extant, but it's called American Cash Flow Society. And it was about 100, right around 100 different types of people that were funding various types of notes. So I chose factoring and slip and fall. And I actually wrote an article on factoring. And I got some phone calls from some very interesting people. And I almost got a huge deal. Almost. I'm just saying what happened. But I bought a it was Dallas Fort Worth construction company that was trying to open up a quote Christian physical complex in the Dallas Fort Worth area, and they were asking for $111 million. I know that sounds outrageous, but I did bring them to the table with a father and son, a funder in New York City. And the first thing the father asked, the first question, he says, "Can you?" Because they were claiming they had $11 million deposit in a Canadian-based pension fund as interest. And the first thing the father says, "Can you write a check on that right now today?" And there was a little bit too much hesitancy, and the father says, "It's off." So that was it was very interesting. So I actually did 2 slip and falls. I funded those.
What do you like to do, Robert?
I like to do research, and I like to do what we're doing right now. I like to do new things because in 38 years of doing what I did, I was always in a different neighborhood, and it was always a challenge to meeting different peoples and so forth. But I'm kind of pooped. I'm kind of tired of physically doing that. But I'm probably one of your oldest wholesalers. I'm 77. I am the opposite of most people here. So, but I love a challenge. I love getting in, and who was it? Edison said something. Well, Edison did a whole bunch of stuff, and they weren't all successes. But he just kept on doing stuff.
It sounds like you would be really good at researching pre-foreclosures, talking to them. It's a little slower pace, right? The money doesn't come in as quickly, but once you build up the pipeline, it can. And it's a little, slower pace for you as well. You could just hammer the phones and do that, queue it up for somebody. I would say that might be your avatar right now is calling foreclosures for somebody.
Okay.
Getting a list from them, and then they'd be your backup to say, we know all about foreclosures, or we know how to do foreclosures, and you're the caller, and then you're learning. Then if you want to step up, some people may stay being a caller. I don't know. You're retired, probably have pension coming in, something coming in. Maybe that's where you want to be. Some people don't always want to grow it to this large company. No. They want to just do what they want to do. So that might be an avenue for you.
Thank you. And at some point in this thing, I do have a question or two about the foreclosure file on your Facebook website.
Can we table that and give it for Rachel, just so we don't take up the time of
Sure, absolutely.
Got it. Yeah. Rachel, are you still on here? I think you are somewhere. We'll make sure that we get that answered, Robert. Maybe we can chat with you afterwards, or
alrighty.
Just stay on, but we'll get that answer. So do you have a clear understanding of what you want to do now, or you want to make some calls doing foreclosures? Is that the next step?
Yes. I need to actually get down. What is it? 6 or 7 options we were given. I need to print those out and make sure I got them at a more gut level than I initially I believe I understand them, but I need to check them out better.
We can help you with that for sure. So.
And paste more be YouTube videos. You'll get that down, Robert. But yeah, to me it sounds like you like researching. Foreclosures is definitely a lot of researching, figuring out what's going on with them, right? And then you also said empathy. You talked about empathy as well. That's definitely foreclosures. Is understanding someone's situation, meeting them where they're at, and just offering to provide them value. So I think, for you, I would say figuring out foreclosures, calling.
And you have the gray. You're the right generation. So you're likable.
That comes naturally. When I had my mustache 6 months ago, I was a dead ringer for David Letterman, and I lived and worked around Mill Valley, and I was always getting mistaken for. He's actually, I'm about 3 months older than he is, but now I look like I forgot the name of those guys that don't have mustaches. That not Mormons, but the other ones.
I know what you're talking about. Amish.
Yeah, I look like an Amish David Letterman now.
I could see that.
But I do drive a car.
That's good.
Right.
Sweet, Robert. Yeah, I think you got 36 seconds left. Any last minute questions, anything?
I like the feel of it, and I realize that challenges are coming up, but I do see things being resolved. It's just staying with it, sticking your head out a little bit, and doing stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Love it. All right, Robert. Well,
Thanks,
yeah, I
Robert.
think that's great. Hopefully you got some clarity. I think you have some good action steps, hopefully some more, focus on what to look for. So, and we're here to support. So appreciate you, Robert.
Thanks, Robert.
Thanks. There you go. All right, Andrew.
Hey, how's it going?
What's up,
Good, man. How are you doing?
Doing well, doing well.
First and last name.
Andrew Williamson.
Right on, Andrew. Where you at, brother?
I currently live just outside of Chicago, but I'm looking to move to Colorado in the next year or two.
Where at in Colorado?
Not 100% sure. Like my real passion is like snowboarding and snowboarding instructing.
You gotta
so I
talk
was
to
just
Dylan and Rachel about that then, of the snowboarders.
yeah, oh, I love it, man. Going for my level 2 instructor certification this winter. So
Last time I went snowboarding, I lost my hair, so I don't do it. What's your avatar?
I would say originally was thinking direct to seller visionary because currently I do a little bit of sales and for a Kid Strong and here in the area. But I was thinking given the amount of time I can give a week, direct to agent might be more time efficient. As I was hearing about that more because I can give about 10 to 15 hours a week consistently.
And I'm sorry, what was your W-2?
So I'm the center director for a local Kid Strong here. It's a the relatively new franchise popping up, and so for that I handle a lot of the sales and like the management of the center.
And how much time did you say that you had to dedicate to real estate?
About minimum of 10 hours a week. Will be probably be more, but I can guarantee 10 hours a week.
Okay. Right now, what are your resources right now? Do you have other people that you're working with?
No, no one around me is in the real estate.
Okay. What do you want to do? You want to make calls to agents? Is that what you want to do?
I was thinking so because I believe that because I'm comfortable on the phone because I do all the phone sales for my center. So I would say I think agents would be I hear it could be more time efficient in terms of like going direct to seller. So I'm comfortable going either route, to be honest.
Are you currently doing that?
Not yet. I just got the LLC set up and bank account set up. So kind of that's where I'm kind of at a crossroad of like which path to go down. So kind of like figuring out which way to go.
So do you know how to pull lists or anything like that?
Not fully. I have a general idea. I do have Privy, got that. So kind of, I believe, just kind of, I'm confident I can figure it out, type thing.
So you like to be on the phones. What's your market?
I was thinking since I want to go out to Colorado, kind of Denver.
You want to? It's a little tougher in Colorado, but it's a good market if you can get into it. It's tougher to wholesale. So you want to wholesale deals. You want to call direct to agent.
I think so, yeah. And also I'm open, if there's a better market recommendation up to that, because I'm kind of at that decision point. So I'm not committed one way or the other.
So I would say that just like I told David earlier, is to squat up and find some lists from some people, whoever you want to do that with, and say, hey, I'll call these agents and start calling agents of whatever market you want to be in, and have a script. Not, you don't have to follow the script, but tell them why they should talk to you. And one of the easiest ways is just to call on one of their listings and to do a little research on them and see what other listings that they have. But then what happens if you get one to say, yeah, I have a deal for you. I want to do it. What do you do?
Yeah, that's kind of where that's like the nervous point that has stopped me from like instantly reaching out to agents. Like, oh, what is that next step? That's why I was kind of interested how you guys have that, like the lead form you can fill out, which I'd be happy to work with you guys on that type thing, like send them your way type thing. So
don't be scared, man. If somebody wants to sell you a deal,
yeah,
plenty of resources.
Yeah.
So do you have, you don't have any lists or any way to start calling right now?
No.
I wonder what we can do, Dylan, for this future hot seats. Like we could pull people lists and send you one or whatever. Let's table that and see how we can help them get some people to call.
Right. Yeah, definitely something for us to think about. Cause I mean, so far everybody in here would benefit from us having some sort of list ready, whether it's foreclosures or low equity. We sort of already hand low equity lists to another group of people. So maybe we can do foreclosures, vacants, like 30 year plus landlords with high equity lists, something like that for people to start calling. But what would you say is your 6-month goal, Andrew? Where would you like to be in 6 months?
I would say it would be cool to, at the very least, wholesale my first deal, kind of start income coming from this, because I mean, the ultimate goal would be to transition away within maybe like a year or two away from my W-2, so I can have more of a flexibility on like where I'm located, the type thing, so I can pursue more snowboarding related things.
Okay, love it. Yeah, that's my goal too. Like I think real estate's great, but if I could be a professional snowboarder, I'd do that instead. It's not good enough, so real estate's the vehicle I chose to get me to just snowboard and golf as much as I want.
I relate to that. I'm on the same page. That's kind of the goal.
I love it. Yeah. So, and again, 6 months is like me, Joey, me and Joey came to the office every day and made at least 100 phone calls 5-6 days a week for close to 7-8 months. And we had resources like Dom and Angie right in the office next to us. And it took us 6-7 months of cold calling to finally get a deal. So getting your first wholesale deal in 6 months when you're brand new is a great goal, because we didn't know what to target. We were just spraying a machine gun at like mansions in Colorado and just like whatever we thought was a good deal. But now we can hopefully turn you more into a sniper so you can target one specific thing that we know will work, but it still might take you 3, 4, 5, 6 months of making 100 phone calls a day to get your first deal. But it won't take you 9 months, and you won't have to spend thousands of dollars on virtual assistants and pulling leads. So I think that's a great goal. And then what else do we have, Dom? Like, where do you feel stuck? What do you think you're not good at? Yeah, what do you not like doing? What do you suck at?
What am I stuck at? I would say it's just kind of like, again, that decision point of like which path I go. Do I do the direct to agent or do I do the direct to seller? And it's just kind of like that kind of like analysis paralysis type thing of also like, which market is it? The Denver market. If it is tough to wholesale in Denver, maybe that's not the best place to start.
You have Privy, right, Andrew?
Yes.
Look on Privy and see where the deals are being done.
Yeah, it does.
That's the right place.
Yeah. So,
and you don't need boots on the ground right away, because there's plenty of partners around to talk to that already have people in that area probably to help you. Yeah. So I wouldn't do direct to seller because that costs money. You're gonna have to spend money to do that. So direct to agent doesn't cost anything. You just got to hammer those phones, find the market through Privy, hammer those phones. And when you do find someone that wants to talk to you, you know what to do with it. You can submit it here or whoever else you're working with, and then they can help you through the process. But you got to start doing something. You got to, or it'll never happen.
Yeah. And you could do Colorado, but I would do Colorado Springs or Pueblo. Denver's just
that's cool with me.
Expensive.
Yeah, cool.
So do that. And don't. So many people in here are so afraid to choose more than one market. We market in 25 different states. I couldn't tell you what in a high level what the Utah real estate market looks like, but you can pick it up pretty quickly, right? Like,
plus we have the network.
The same. We have the network. We have the contracts.
If you don't have a network, then it is scary. It is tough. You need somebody to take pictures. You need somebody to look at the property. You need somebody to let somebody in to show it, whatever. It gets scary. Like, I don't know anybody. Who am I sending out there? We have a giant network. We have a network across the country. We even have a network in Puerto Rico. So pretty much anywhere you want to do deals, we have that network. So use us for that. Don't be afraid of it. Pick your market. Make the biggest thing is making the calls, getting the skills to find those deals. That's really what it is.
Yeah.
Sweet.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. So yeah, then I guess if I'm just calling agents, it's just kind of, I guess with the goal in mind, when you call an agent, does it necessarily have to be on a listing that could be a potential deal? Obviously, that would be the ideal case.
That's just a reason to call them.
Yeah, a goal to make a relationship, right? So I can follow up. Right.
Yeah, most of my deep and good relationships, we did no business for the first whatever start stop on deals, and then the fifth one went through. But I learned them. They respected me. They learned me that we know each other. We're mutually beneficial for each other, and boom! Then all of a sudden that relationship exploded. So it's relationships and not like every call's like a deal.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
So, action items for you, Andrew, I would say if you can devote 10 hours a week, at least do 1 hour a day and just hammer the phones. Like, one thing that's very good for me when I need to focus on something is I'll set a timer in front of me. And for that, however long, 30 minutes, an hour, I can't look at my phone. I can't go on social media. Like, all I'm doing is just focusing on making phone calls or whatever my task is. So try to just lock in for an hour a day. And then in your spare time, keep learning, keep watching some of our videos, pace videos, whatever, getting better at the phones, understanding subject to, all that good stuff. And that's your time.
Put your phone number up though, Andrew. That's another action item. Put your phone number up so we can get hold of you.
Oh, on my Zoom name?
Yep.
All right, we'll do. All right, thank you so much.
Sweet. Thanks, brother. All right, we will go. We might cut it off after Adrian, Brickell, but we might have time for you. So we will see. All right, let's do the next one. Kaon, like crayon with a Q.
What up?
What's up, brother?
What up, billionaires? What's going on, everybody?
What's up, man? This guy's famous. He was on the last Elephant Challenge in front of 1,400 people. That was so good in that jacket you had, bro. That was just so cool. Good to see you though, bro. So let's go ahead and get started. So yeah, name and where are you from?
So my name is Kaon Greenidge. I am from New York City. I live in Nassau County, New York.
Sweet. Dom, you're better at the next questions. I forget.
Yeah, I'm right. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you know your avatar?
Yeah, so right now I'm currently strictly, well, not strictly, but direct to agent. I wrestle gators and I want to do direct to seller eventually, but I feel like direct to agent is because it's warm leads and they're easy to talk to, they're easy to get a hold of, and it builds practice and you talk to them. And I've submitted about 5 leads from doing that. I haven't heard anything from it. So right now, yeah, and I also do like bird dog in the deal. So yeah.
What markets are you in?
Right now, I'm focused on Phoenix, Arizona.
Good market. Easy Phoenix. What so now you're making call. Do you have a W-2?
No, but right now I'm about to start doing like freedom cares to help my grandmother. Those health aides, the home health aides. So yeah, I'm gonna start doing that, and maybe like next week or whatever.
So you'll have an income from taking care of your grandmother.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. What kind of resources do you have? Anybody else in real estate that that you work with, or are we your resources?
So I'm getting some leads from my title guy in Arizona. I got you guys. My mom is in real estate, but she's like not focused. She's a licensed agent, but she's not actively working. So that's really it. Facebooks and whoever I speak to. I do have this one guy that has other buyers. I have connected with a couple of people, some TCs and maybe one other gator I have in my phone. But
so you have MLS access with your mom.
Yeah,
but
she's only for like New York over here. Like if I'm in Arizona, she can't.
Well, let me tell you something. What she does have, if you do a deal, let's say you call an agent outside of New York, or you have a deal for one of them, you could get a referral. She could get the referral fee from the agent because she has a license.
Okay, so
if you said, hey man, you have a deal for an agent, like it's to sell a house somewhere else. They don't want to do wholesale. They want to list with an agent. You call up the agent in Arizona and say, hey, I have a deal for you. And then your mom would send a form to her saying, here's what we require to give you this deal. And it's all legal and you can do it. And usually it's like 30% of the deal.
So if I want to sell a house and then I want to list it with an agent, I could have my mom send that information over and she could get a referral.
Cool. Yes, sir. Yep. So now she's active.
Okay, yeah, right, good. All right, she's gonna love me for that. I gotta get more active.
And then when you're calling, you could say, yeah, me and my partner's an agent when you're talking to agents. And then you sound way more credible when you're talking to them. They just like to hear that. Oh, she is? Okay, you're one of us then, right? And the barriers go down.
Okay, So I could call them and let them know I'm an agent, and that my partner's an agent, so I could still let them know that I'm still a buyer in Phoenix and I'm buying property, but my partner's an agent. Like however that fits, I could throw that in there.
Yeah, like, hey, I understand, man. Listings are hard to come by. Hey, I understand you want to protect your listing, whatever it is. I know my mom goes through the same struggles. I see how hard she works doing your business, so I know what it takes. Something to that effect, right? Then you're breaking down barriers, you're getting their trust. You're like them, so that use your mama.
Awesome.
Use your mama. So you have a lot of time to spend then doing this. You need to be
All the
hammering the
time.
phones, man. That's what you
Yep.
gotta do.
Yeah.
What would be what's your goal then? What's the end goal?
So my end goal, I want to buy and hold a number of properties. I want to get good at becoming a gator lender, and also, well, become a gator lender, but also become good at doing wholesales or finding wholesale deals, so I could get those once active, big active checks, so I could reinvest. So I just want to keep reinvesting money and establish income producing assets. I just want to get a whole bunch of that. So I have a target of like what my net worth is. So, but that's my goal, to acquire cash producing assets. And
So it's like probably, I want to say 100% of the people at our mastermind who've been doing this a long time. And I see this over and over, is everybody has kind of the same, they're in the same position, unless you have a rich uncle, rich dad, or you're sitting on piles of cash. Everybody wants to buy and hold. Great. But you need a mechanism to get there. You need a cash cow, a cash flow to get to there. Otherwise, you buy and hold two of them, and then you're like, oh boy, I have no more money. I know private money's there, but you need cash coming in no matter what anybody says. So wholesaling is the best way to do that. And then along the way, you might find a flipping partner with somebody. So you're on the right track with wholesaling. I think you need to stay hitting the phones. I would go direct to agent like you're doing right now and make 200-300 calls a day to these people, develop that list of all these agents, and then work those deals with whoever you want to work those deals.
So then to scale it down, my goal exactly is 20 wholesale deals. I want them to be at least 10K, but I don't know, but that's what it is. 10K, 20 wholesale.
So put that goal out there, and then put another goal in there of, I'm going to make X amount of calls to agents each day, because that will get you to that wholesale deal.
Right.
Yep.
All right. Got it.
I don't know what that magic number is, but it's quite a bit. It's probably, have 100 conversations a day with agents. That's a lot of conversations. There's a lot of deals that drum up from that.
And I get to build relationships and rapport, and then they can send me more deals and stuff like that.
Right.
So, and I'm going to build up at least 20 separate relationships with 20 different agents. So
what would be that action item, Dylan?
Yeah, like you said, right? Like this is your goal, and here's how you hit that as your action item. I would say, right, like you can't control how many agents answer the phone. All you can control is how many calls you make. So if you make, like people don't realize like 200, 300 calls, it sounds like a lot, and it can be taxing, but like you can knock that out. You can do 100 calls in an hour, like just off your phone, not even with a dialer. So yeah, set a goal. Like, you don't want to overdo it. You don't want to do 1,000 calls a day, because you're going to hate your life after a week, but set it like 250 phone calls every single day. And then when you're done making those calls, now like watch a YouTube video. Like Pace has 20, 30 something videos, live seller calls and agent calls on his YouTube. All of you guys should be watching those if you want to be making phone calls. I don't know what that was. Okay. No worries. But yeah, action steps, man, be making phone calls. And yeah, you're on the right track, bro. Like some people do have businesses where all they do is they just buy and keep, but Dom's right. They have other cash flow coming in, right? Like they've already developed this many properties in their portfolio, so they don't have to continue wholesaling. But yeah, I think that's a great goal. 20 deals at 10K, right? Like that'll generate $200,000. But you're not going to start off with making 10K on your first deal, right? You're going to have to JV. And then once you got those steps down, now it's like, man, I'm just hammering out 2 deals a month, and there's your 20 deals in 1 year. And then you start keeping some. So you're on the right track, Ken. You have a great mindset, great vision of where you'd like to go. The action steps are make phone calls and continue to learn and get better.
Awesome.
And wear your jacket more.
Yeah, I know. I'm a fan today. I wasn't prepared today, but that's my uniform. That's why I work out and everything. I take a shower, then I get ready for class, and then after class, that's work. So I have on that's my uniform, my work uniform, get money uniform, deal closing uniform.
Yeah. Cue on like crayon. I have all the tools in my crayon box, like a box of 128. What kind of crayon you need? This kind of crayon, you're gonna wholesale it, you're in foreclosure, you need to do this. That's your tool bag, is your crayon box.
Yeah,
that's
start branding.
Yeah.
I want 10%.
I think a good I think a good question, Kalen, is like, what do you suck at? Like, do you like integrator stuff is stuff I hate, like websites, CRMs, onboarding, stuff like that. I hate that. But like for you, what is something you don't like doing? Because you have to think of like, you know what your strengths are, right? You're good on the phones. You're a visionary. Now,
I can already tell you what he doesn't like.
Yeah.
I know what he doesn't like. You like to talk to people and be in front of people, but you hate the back end stuff, don't
you? Yeah. I hate the patience of having to another call. Like I want to just speak to somebody because I know once I have your ear, it's good to go after there. And if I mess up, then I could just do some reassessment and see where I messed up. But I know I have some gold and I want to give it to you. So once you pick up the phone, I could give you the gold.
You need to get in front of people. We need to keep you in front of people, in front of real life people. Yep. Yeah. Not doing any back end bull crap where it's weighing you down and bringing your emotions down. You want to be in front of people.
Yeah.
So, all right, your time's up, Cam, but here's one thing too. In the next 6 months, I would say joint venture with whoever. We'd prefer you joint venture with us, but joint venture with whoever. In the next 6 months, also think about developing a partnership with an integrator, someone that is good at setting up CRMs and campaigns and setting up dialers for you. Because in 6 months, who knows, we might not be doing wholesaling anymore, right? Like, plus you want to go out and do it on your own. You want to start your own thing, and that's the goal for you. So don't just pick one person, date someone who has like back end systems and stuff like that. Like that's something we provide, but eventually you want to do it on your own. So think about that, like who complements your stuff that you suck at, and then you can bring some value to the table that those people might suck at. So think about that. Like,
Dale, I want to add to that. Like everybody wants to do it on their own, but how much on your own? I don't do it on my own. You don't do it on your own. So you're not really, so you're either going to be part of a team or you're going to build your team. Yeah. One or you're a lone wolf, right? That has a team that can utilize their resources when you get a deal. That way you don't slow down. You're like, boom, you go hunting. Whoever goes, I shot the animal. It's down. Now somebody comes and they do all these things for me, but I can go shoot 10 more animals. Or I shot the animal. Now I got to do everything with that animal, clean it, do this, do that. And I only got one animal this month, and I could have got 40 if somebody else was helping. So going on your own is with a team as well if you want to continue to do this on any kind of level. So it's either you're running the team or you're part of a team. I think that's the only way this works.
Yeah, I wanna build a team. I'm more focused on delegating because I want to have more control. Just because I just want to have control. Yeah. But if it works out to how it works out, I just want to build a team, people that complement everybody on the squad, and everybody has a position to play, and everybody can just live their life happily.
So you're doing the right thing. You're getting the skills, the resources, the contacts. That way, when you're building this team, they want to come with you. They want to see, hey, Hugh has some contacts. He knows how to talk to people on the phone. He has all of these things. So by doing these action items is going to get you to those skills to build your team.
All right, that's awesome. Cool. Guys are great.
Right on, bro. You're a beast.
All right, thank you.
Sweet. Awesome. Thanks, Keon. Yeah, take care with him. All right. Oh, I lost it. Adrian.
Hi.
I say that right?
Yes, you did.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, name and where are you from?
Adrian, I'm currently in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Love it. I love Charlotte. Okay. And
what's your avatar?
I actually think it's a transaction coordinator.
Sweet. Okay.
So I like the strategy. I like live in Excel spreadsheets anyway. People, process, and technology is kind of my jam. And I'm also a people person. So that's why I've been kind of vacillating between, calling agents and developing those relationships. But to me, it's a long game. It's a really long game. So like hearing Dylan be like, oh yeah, 7 to 9 months. I was making 100 calls 5 days a week. And it took me that long to get my first deal. Holy shit. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. So that's why it's like, let me do something else, or I'm like bringing in something. So, but if I look at when I was really grateful for the avatar training and like looking through that and being like, oh, I know how to do that. Like, oh, that'd be easy. Like the kind of the list of what is required is, I could probably do that in my sleep, like track 30 projects at a time. So like ad agency marketing background, I easily had 75 tasks a day, a week, whatever, that I had to track, stay on top of all of that. So that's why TC kind of feels like the right place for me. The trick is, where do I get training? Who do I team up with to get the training that I need? So that I can, because I like understanding the architecture of a deal and the strategy behind a deal. So that's very interesting to me.
And Adrian, you're non-sub 2, right? Non-sub 2 student?
No, I'm not. Yeah. So I don't have a W-2 right now. And so I don't have the funds. So,
Because they have that program.
Say again.
There's the top tier TC, I think. Is that what it's called, Dylan?
Yep. It's
Yep.
$3,000 to get in.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Does Caleb charge, Dylan?
I'm not sure. I don't
He does,
think so.
Joey?
Caleb's hiring employees that I think already kind of know what they're doing. I'm not too sure, but yeah, reach out to Caleb Christopher. Adrian is a good resource for you. He's a beast. He's a sub 2
He's
student.
a sub 2 OG mastermind. He knows his stuff.
I think
So-
he got back to me and was like, I'm not ready. Call me in like 2 to 3 months.
Mhm.
I'd keep calling him. And if your skills, seems like you have some skills, like you know what you're doing, he'll want you. He's so busy that you just have to stay on top of it.
Okay. So I got to chase
Yeah,
him.
I think
I
Caleb,
would chase.
he's got a lot of people working for him right now. He opened it up, right? I think you had to pay to kind of learn his thing, but you also get paid once you're in it. But he just teaches you how to be like the best TC for any creative deal. But I think you're right. He might have too many employees right now.
What about Jordan?
Get bigger, and he's only going to hire
Hey,
more.
guys.
So I would just
Hey, guys.
keep calling him. Or Pansy,
Hey.
I think.
Yes, Chris James and Angel Miller are hiring and they do training.
There you go.
There
They
you go.
just
Pansy the
announced
connector.
So I spoke to Chris James. He said, you're amazing. I need to get you. Let me talk to the rest of my team so we can have a conversation. So I said yes. And so I've been chasing him with a follow-up as well. So any other names you can bring me?
Pansy, do you have a relationship with Chris?
I do. I can reach out to him.
Just give him
There
a
you go.
nudge.
What is your name?
Adrian,
What's your last name, Adrian?
Matt.
Adrian, send me a message on Facebook, please, and I'll get you, I'll get them to pay attention to you.
Great. Thank you, Pansy. I
They're good
appreciate
people
it.
too.
You're
but
welcome.
if I were you, I would just bug Caleb. I'm telling you, he's the best. He helped us close something. He TC'd our deal. We closed in like 48 hours one time.
Great.
So I
Like
would get
that's
with
my
Caleb.
kind of efficiency. Like I'm gonna get shit
Lead
done.
with what your value is and just keep on him.
Yeah.
And Jordan Corey's good too, but I love Caleb's the most. I'm being biased because we have a direct relationship with Caleb's team, but he is the
But Jordan might be a good spot too, because I don't know how she's set up. So she may, everybody else is so busy, like to fit people in. It may be a perfect fit with you and Jordan. I don't know what she has going on, but
So no,
you can give
Jordan Corey. Jordan is another wholesaler. He's a leader here in Colorado. I don't know what his TC looks like. So
I thought you were talking about Jordan who does our TCs.
no, yeah. Jordan Corey is a wholesaler that might need TC. I'm not too sure, but just another name for you to reach out to. That would be my guess. And kind of going back to actually what you were talking about, Adrian, is you don't want to be the person making 500 phone calls. It doesn't sound like fun, right? And I think it's if I can compare it to anything, right? People who want to make and are down to make 500 phone calls a day and spend 6 months until they get their first deal. Those are like the Batman, right? They want to be the hero. They want to be the star of the movie. But for you, you're like, I don't want to be Batman. I'd much rather be We just Googled it, the butler for Batman, right? Like the back and the guy that like makes him who he really is, which I think is such a good training for everybody in here. You don't have to be Batman. You don't have to be a closer. You don't have to be a wholesaler. Like figure out what you're good at. Adrian, it sounds like you know what you're good at. You're a badass at integrations, spreadsheets, stuff like that. So just amplify someone who is Batman. That's why I suggest Jordan Corey, because he is Batman. Right. So find wholesalers that are maybe not crushing it, but they're on their way, right? Like they have some systems, they have some leads. This is like what I just told Kaon, right? Like he sucks at, he doesn't want to be the back end integrator, spreadsheets, setting up dialers, right? So maybe Kaon's your guy too. So think about it like that. Like you can be a TC, but maybe you can be an integrator for someone as well. Like help them set up CRMs. Is that something you think you could be good at besides just TC work?
That I don't know. CRMs are a sticky wicket because I've dealt with them in the marketing world. And it's like, if you don't know all the facets that you need captured in your CRM, you're going to fuck it up.
You're going to lose your hair like me because I did like 5 of them.
You will, or you'll get more gray hair like me. So the CRMs are nasty. And if you don't have the right one for the type of business that you need, you're going to screw yourself over and you're going to waste your money. So tech integration, tech stack, I can look at them and be like, yes, no, yes, no. So like, that's another thing where it's just like, I wouldn't invest in that, do this instead. So the content management systems, the customer relationship management, and then email and having those systems talk to each other, that's my domain. Like that's my world. So like that tech stack integration, I know. And so that's the kind of thing where it's just like CRM, it can be a nasty beast. And unless you know exactly what you need and what data you need to collect, you can really, screw it up and do work 3 times.
Here's another name for you, Adrian. Write down this name. This guy's a beast. His name's Kyle Frazzle.
Oh, he's a beast. Yeah, he does well.
He's a Batman. He's doing a large amount of deals every month. What he does is he buys deals from wholesalers and wraps them on a large scale. He does like 10, 20, 30, 40 wraps per month. And I know he's got a TC, but I think he's got 1 TC. So maybe just another person to throw your hat in the ring with.
Right. So then he already has a relationships with the title companies to do the wraps. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So just someone that probably might need some more help is what I'm thinking of. So,
okay, great.
So great.
Wholesale. So just so I'm clear. So, Caleb Christopher, the first person you mentioned, what is his focus?
He owns a transaction coordinating company. He only does subject to transactions and with sub 2 students
specifically. Yeah. Perfect.
He started before there was anything with sub 2. He started his own little group and teaching people. So he's the good resource for sure.
Okay. And then Kyle, you're saying as a wholesaler who's
he buys deals from wholesalers and wraps them. He's a wrapper, I would call. Yeah. So someone doing deals at a high level and could need a transaction coordinator most likely.
Okay. And then Jordan Corey is
a wholesaler.
That was the wholesaler.
Yep. A growing wholesaler too. So he could benefit from a TC, someone like you, I think.
And then Jordan Hirschfeld is your TC for your group.
Yes, she's someone that's gone through the TC program with Pace's team. So probably someone for you to bounce ideas off of and see what she's doing, all that good stuff.
Right. And I mean, to that point, it's like if I can learn and then learn and earn, right? So it's just like, if I can I can learn a lot in a short amount of time, then be able to produce results for people and contribute. So I really want to be contribution to the community. And I'm also a really good networker. So it's like, if you need to find somebody, like I know a guy, right? People call me, oh, Adrian knows a guy. So I'm always the person who knows a guy. So if you need someone outside of this community,
I love that.
I know a guy. So I'm getting to learn people within the community as well. So I've got my spreadsheet going of people. So
right on.
Yeah. So thank you, folks. I'm going to grab some information that's been put in the chat here. This was really helpful. And Pansy, I will be in touch with you hasta pronto. Thank you.
And Pansy is a connector. Pansy is on Facebook connecting, so she's also a great resource for you.
You don't know
She'll point you in the
Pansy,
right direction.
you don't know nothing, because it doesn't matter what group I'm in on Facebook. I'm like, and she's there too. Oh, she already answered that. Oh, she got there before. Oh, holy smokes. Yep. So she is everywhere. So if she doesn't know him, I don't think anybody knows.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right.
I see you. I'm everywhere.
Omniscient. Love it. Love it. Thank you all for your time. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Adrian. Sweet. I think that was really good too, to help people that know they don't want to be that Batman out there fighting crime, right? They want to be the butler supporting the Batman. And I think I like analogies, so that helps me understand things. So yeah, sweet. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, before we end, I just want to shout out my guy Greg. Greg's in here. He's awesome, man. This is what going back to making connections, man. Jake brought me to one guy brought me to Greg. Greg's got a bunch of clients and soldiers out there making calls and sending deals. They're sending all the creative deals to me. So in return, we're just, Greg's in here right now learning creative. Today, we didn't go through creative real much, but he's going to start coming. But Greg is the CEO of GeoFlip. He's done 1 million flips at his time. He's doing awesome stuff right now. So Greg, he's a great guy to connect with. I'll get in his DMs and call that guy. He's kicking ass.
How do they get your Instagram, Greg?
It's funny, for me being a digital marketer and a technology guy, I actually have no idea.
You're a people guy, bro.
I think Shelly on my team, she would know how to answer. I think it's just Instagram, GeoFlip and Instagram. I mean, I don't know what the handle is, but
I'm sure they could find you from your name.
Yeah, and I'm not even sure if we really started a bunch of work on our Instagram. We're kind of like computer nerds, data nerds, and engineers, not really like social media. I'm not a social media guy at all, but I'll get there. I'll put my pants on one day and get into the social media game a little bit more.
Right on. We'll help you do that, Greg.
Thank you. I appreciate it. You and Joey. Your guys, this is awesome. I'm so happy to be here. You guys are putting together something really special. So rock on.
We appreciate it.
Keep coming. The next Zoom, we'll deep dive into some sub twos, creative finance, like you said, you want to learn. But Greg's awesome. His guys are already flooding me with deals. No, Greg, you're the man.
Guys, we were going to do breakout rooms, but we thought, where 10 people went here, 10 people, and then we answered everybody's and it went quicker. But it's kind of good for everybody to hear what everybody else's struggles are. And then a lot of their questions might get answered along the way. So no, it's a little bit boring because you're kind of just sitting back and you're not engaged. But really the value is being able to hear all these people's stories, because when you don't know where to start, you're just kind of doing whatever. It's just frustrating and daunting. So this just gives everybody clarity, and you can learn from their mistakes and their wins. So give me can we do this real fast? Can we put a 1 in here if you like hot seats and if we should do more of these in the comments? Oh, 1. Whole bunch of 1s. Yes, I love them too, man, because it's really what everybody forgets. Everybody says, hey man, get into wholesale and get into real estate, do this, that, and the other, but they don't drill down to like exactly. Like you want to go to the mall, okay, go, get in your car and drive there. No. Walk down the stairs, find your keys, start your car, right? You got to already have a car. Like I don't have a car. How do I drive there? So by doing this, it just breaks it all down at the beginning, and you don't have to waste so much time. So it gives you some help. I like that.
Todd says, what's hot seat? Todd, you must have just had the world record for the longest sneeze. That's what we did this whole time.
Basically, we put you on the seat and show you, in front of everybody and ask you all these questions about your business and what you do, what your goals are. And it's nerve-wracking. That's why we call it the hot seat.
Yeah. Go to the YouTube channel, Todd, and rewatch what we did today. My guess is you came in late. I'm not sure, but if you were in a pace Zoom, he would call you a knucklehead, but yeah, no worries, brother. Okay, sweet. So, and then I just want to, I think Dom, you'll like this. I just want to take a second to love on some of the people on our team that consistently show up, and bring us value and people that we work with. So I just did something. I don't know what I did. I need to go to Kirk
Arthur's always bringing something up, some kind of deal, some kind of question, some kind of value. I've known him a while, but Kirk is kicking ass, and I appreciate you, brother. Keep up.
Shout out to Kirk. Yeah, for sure.
Kirk was also my baseball coach when we were little kids and we won state. So
I think the assistant coach helped more me. I think it was my brain. Actually, not. I'm not the baseball brains. Kirk is. He's the brains.
Yeah. And then also we've shouted out Pansy, but Pansy, you are the most loyal person. She's in every Zoom. Anytime someone says, I need help somewhere in any Facebook group across the country, she's tagging us and saying, these people can help you. So you're a beast, Pansy. We always appreciate that. We love to see you in here.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Shout out to Stevie Brown. I don't know. I see her in here, but she is a beast on our team. She is quickly become, she started with us training. She came into our daily trainings and joined sub 2 and has quickly become, I would say, one of the best closers. I would say she's as good as me, if not better than me, because she's had so much sales experience as well. So shout out to Stevie Brown. If you guys have questions about how to structure a deal, overcome an objection, you don't need to reach out to us. You can also reach out to Stevie Brown. She is a beast on the phones and an amazing objection handler and really knows the intricacies, the ins and out of subject to and creative finance. She knows her markets very well and very connected as well too. So shout out to Stevie. Shout out to
super kind, Dylan. Super kind.
Thanks,
Stevie saved somebody's home today too, or was that yesterday?
Yeah, she saved someone's home today.
She didn't get any money out of it either.
Yeah, last night.
They cried
last night.
They cried to her of joy that she did that.
Yeah,
it was amazing. Yeah. And then her Instagram is on her name too. So everybody go follow Stevie on Instagram. Huge shout out to Jim and Donda Molinex. They're in the Zooms again every week. They are the most amazing people. They're like, I don't know if I've ever met someone more friendly and nice than them. They're constantly giving me compliments and it just makes me feel great. They're very well connected as well in the Arizona market, sub 2 students. Amazing people to connect with if you have questions about deals, where you're needing help with resources. They're so friendly and very knowledgeable and can help you guys with your deals. Shout out to you guys. Let's see. I want to make sure I don't miss anyone else that's in here. Shout out to Zoom user. If you're in here, just so you guys know, if you're in here, change your name to what your actual name is, not just your business. Put your phone number, put what market you're in here. That way people can connect with you if they see you're in the same market.
Dylan Villano been killing it as well?
Dylan Villano, yeah, man. Dylan Villano's been showing up consistently. Shout out to you, man. It's so tough real estate's so daunting. And like Bigger Pockets for me was that place where I like found a community at first. But what Pace is built is tenfold of what Bigger Pockets. So we're trying to be an extension of Pace. And yeah, shout out to Dylan. You constantly show up, man. So you're taking the right steps. I love it. So let me see. Anyone
Devin
else?
Britt, her camera's on, so we're gonna give a shout out to her.
Devin Britt showing up constantly in here. So yeah, anyone else we missed, if you guys constantly show up, that's all it takes. If you consistently show up, you know, like the name of the game is to fail, right? You shouldn't be afraid to fail. You should be afraid of giving up. So if you consistently show up, you never give up, right? You do take some action, success will come. So I don't.
Would it help if we sent out a hot seat kind of like questionnaire for you guys, what we just went through, and then you could fill them out, and next time we call you up, that we kind of already have that info?
I like that.
Send it out to everybody.
I like that.
We'll do that.
We can have Rachel do that. Sweet. All right, guys. Well, let me just close it up real quick. Nobody leave. You're in here for another 5 minutes. All right. So, and there you go. There's David. There's his info. If you guys want
David has nice hair. Look how good his hair is.
David has very nice hair. Look at that. So again, yeah, make sure you guys are tapped into the Facebook. If you liked what we did today, we do this twice a week, every single week. So I'm dropping it in the chat. Make sure you join the Facebook group. Tons of resources. Again, fill out the questions. Let me just go to this real quick. Membership, pending approvals. No post to review, or no member requests. Someone already did it. But yeah, if you don't fill out the questions, we will decline you. We will say, hey, try again, but fill out the questions. So yeah, tap into the Facebook group again.
And the questions, guys, are there to keep the group pure and safe and good. So we don't have, jackwagons in there doing crap. We want everybody on the same level. It's a community. It's a family. So that's why we have that information. It's not to police anybody. It's just to keep the right people in and keep the wrong people out.
Right. We want to avoid the jackwagons. I love that. And then I just dropped the link to the YouTube channel. So if you want to, in your free time while you're driving, listen to some of these past Zooms, 1,000%, like some of these Zooms, we've identified a market, identified a low equity property, called the agent live, underwrote it, and sent an offer in the same Zoom. So if you want to watch some of those, check out Angie's YouTube and please go subscribe. And then lastly, this is a little bit of self-promotion. Come follow your boy on Instagram. I'm trying to get to 1,000 followers. So it's at Dylan Eggers Official. And then make sure you guys go follow. That's me. Go follow at Dominic.
It's Dominic Villanazzo 73.
Nazo 73. Let's see if that works. Yep, at Dominic Milanazzo 73. Go follow Dom. Dom's got more followers than me, so I got to step up my game. And then at J_Millie. What is it? Underscore. Go follow your boy at J Money, at J Millie if you want to follow J Money. And then oh yeah, shout out to our guy Jake Hill. We didn't shout him out, but he's in here. That's our cash guy. So for those of you guys that are doing foreclosures, direct to seller, or even agent outreach, if you're submitting us leads that we think are going to be better fit for cash instead of creative, you will be passed off to our guy Jake. So make sure you go tap in with him. Come over here, Jake. His camera.
Jake is a beast, knows what he's doing, tons of resources.
We're working on that side.
This is Jake. So
hi, how's it going, guys?
Jake's a hustler, man. Can I tell him how old you are?
Yeah.
Jake's 19 years old and is by far the most impressive 19-year-old. I thought I was an impressive 19-year-old. I had ran a branch office for a sales company when I was 19. Jake has made tons of money selling shoes, flipping cars. He does software, graphic design. He's done fix and flips, and he's 19 years old. So it's just really impressive. So shout out to Jake. And your Instagram is
Playboy. PLAYB8I.
PLAYB8.
We're gonna clean that up, Jake.
BAI.
Yeah, we're gonna change his Instagram, but we're
gonna change my handle, but we're gonna figure it out.
Yeah, he drives a really cool Hellcat. So if you guys are into to cars and shoes, go follow your boy Jake. And then of course you guys all know Angie Milanazzo. Make sure you go follow Angie on Instagram as well. I think hers is just her name. Gosh, you guys' name is so hard to spell. Angie Milanazzo on Instagram. Go follow her. That's our leader. That's our boss. So make sure you guys
She's my
go follow
boss
her.
for sure.
Yeah. Sweet. But yeah, thank you guys so much for coming. We really appreciate all of you. So look forward to Tuesday's Zoom. I think what we might do on Tuesday is maybe a deal breakdown, share a case study of some of the recent deals we've closed and what it takes, how we found the deal, marketed it, sent an offer, open escrow, found the buyer, just show you guys how a deal looks like from start to finish, everything that it takes to get it closed. We'll show you guys that probably on Tuesday. So hopefully you guys are excited for that. Love to see you guys. Thanks for showing up. Have a good weekend and we'll see you next Tuesday.
You guys, peace. Thanks.
Peace. See you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.